Good afternoon, I'm Rob Boskamp, and you're listening to South Texas Midday. It's Tuesday, August 12th. Yesterday, the Nueces County Board of Judges terminated County Auditor Grayson Meyer, who was appointed to the position only 3 months ago. Meyer was appointed on May 5th. His termination comes as the county continues to address financial irregularities discovered in a recent forensic audit of the auditor's office. The board has appointed Constance Sanchez to serve as interim county auditor effective immediately. Meyer was a business manager for development services for the city of Corpus Christi for 10 years and budget manager for the Nueces County's auditor's office, according to the county's website. The National Weather Service is predicting Tropical Storm Erin to become the first Atlantic hurricane of the 2025 season. Yesterday afternoon, Erin, located in the eastern Atlantic, was reported to have moved past the Cabo Verde Islands off the west coast of Africa and was moving west at 20 miles per hour with maximum sustained winds of 45 miles per hour. Erin is expected to continue its westward path and be upgraded to major hurricane status as it enters the mid-Atlantic with over 110 mile per hour winds. A new water supply source may be on the way soon for Corpus Christi residents. City Council today will vote to authorize Lockwood, Andrews, and Newman to begin work on the Nueces River pump project. During executive session, the council will look at other purchasing opportunities for more immediate water options. Finally, there will be an update from Executive Director of the Nueces River Authority, John Byram, about the Harbor Island Desalination Project, which is separate from the Inner Harbor Desal Project. The city's full meeting agenda can be viewed at Corpus Christi tx.gov. Speakers for the 5:30 p.m. general public comment session can sign up before 4 p.m. today at corpuschristitx.gov/sign-in or in person at the kiosk located in City Hall. Meanwhile, State Senator Chuy Hinojosa is warning against delaying or redirecting funding for Corpus Christi's Inner Harbor Desal project. In a letter to City Council, Hinojosa noted the city is close to becoming the first in Texas to complete a seawater desal plant. The project has already secured the necessary funding and is ready to move into construction. Hinojosa pointed to ongoing drought conditions, citing August 10th water levels of 19.3% at Lake Corpus Christi and 12.7% at Choke Canyon Reservoir. He cautioned that submitting an alternative project for Texas Water Development Board consideration would cause costly delays and create uncertainty for investors. In state news, Texas House Democrats are still out of the state for a second week on a quorum break, protesting a Republican redistricting plan they say is meant to help President Trump. The Texas Newsroom's Blaze Gainey has more.
During this quorum break, Republican Governor Greg Abbott has issued arrest warrants for Texas Democrats and asked the court to remove Minority Leader Gene Wu from office. Abbott says if they don't return before the special session ends, he'll just call another. Wu says Democrats would gladly come back if the agenda was solely focused on flood recovery.
We're hoping that the next special session does not also have to be corrupt.
Flood-related bills are technically on the call, but Democrats say Republicans are fast-tracking redistricting instead of addressing damage from last month's deadly Hill Country flood. I'm Blaze Gainey in Austin.
Yesterday, Victoria College's Board of Trustees approved the college's operating budget and set the property tax rate for the 2025-26 fiscal year after a public hearing. The property tax rate was set at 18.32 cents per $100 of taxable value. Recent board workshops included discussions on significant challenges to the upcoming year's budget, including a tuition and fee freeze ordered by the governor, an 8% increase in health insurance premiums, and a reduction in state formula funding. The Texas House recently passed House Bill 1481, which aims to regulate the use of personal communication devices on school campuses. In response, Corpus Christi ISD adopted the following rules during yesterday's school board meeting. Students on all campuses will not be allowed to use devices such as tablets, laptops, smartwatches, smart glasses, and earbuds on school property during the school day. Devices must be turned off and stored starting 15 minutes before the first period until the final bell. The bill outlines a tiered system of disciplinary actions for noncompliance. Under the third offense, students could be assigned to ISS for up to 2 days, and a $15 fee must be paid to get back any confiscated devices. And students returning to school will have to learn to do without their cell phones. State lawmakers banned them from classrooms to reduce distractions and hopefully improve student focus and mental health. In this week's episode of Vital Signs, KERA's Sam Baker talks more about this problem with Dr. Ken Jones with Texas Health Resources Behavioral Health.
The research has shown over time that the distractibility factor when it comes to cell phones and really the way the algorithms are created, they're designed to create a bit of an addiction. We've had young people telling us themselves that this is a bit of a problem and it's difficult for them to attend to education or track with what's being taught in the classroom when there's so many alerts demanding their attention on a daily basis. Some of the studies just indicated that teens are receiving more than 200 alerts per day, and many of those are happening during the learning hours.
Is it something more than that keeps the kids plugged into that cell phone?
Sure. Well, social media is designed specifically to kind of create those emotional hooks. The linkage that takes place in the frontal lobe specifically in response to the constant reels back to back to back is well documented, and that even teenagers are talking about, I don't really feel much better after spending an hour or 2 hours connected to the reels over and over. So it does have a neurological impact.
Does taking away the phones from the kids work?
We're about to find out in Texas. The details of how that happens, there is some ability for the schools to indicate how they implement those rules. Certainly, I think given where we are, it's a positive attempt to help students be successful in the academic environment.
Are there other effective means of dealing with this problem without maybe going that far?
One of the ideas that I've been a proponent of for some time is using software that is able to kind of limit the content of what's available during school hours. Oftentimes you hear from parents who have a reason to be concerned that they want to be able to reach their child during the school day. I think a compromise for that would be to utilize monitoring software that allows parents to set the parameters to where the child can reach certain people on the phone during the day, but don't have access to the social media platforms that are causing the disruption during the school day. And so that may be one compromise that would satisfy both the parents' concern as far as access to their child during the day, and at the same time limit the young people's access to TikTok and Instagram and those types of things that are creating the negative impact on the learning environment.
Then when the kids return to school and they're no longer able to use the phone, are schools going to face some difficulties in trying to make that transition happen?
I think there's going to be, as with any significant change, I think there's going to be some challenges that are faced across the state and across school districts. And I think that's where the messaging and how it's implemented is really key. I believe, everyone is pulling in the same direction as far as wanting young people to be able to be successful in the academic environment. So how we implement that and the benefits of that are as important as are the conversations about not only the why, but the how do we do this effectively. I would expect that once the implementation is in place, young people will actually find, okay, this is different, but it's not the worst thing. I'm able to just kind of be present with my friends. I'm able to engage with them. And the opportunity for deepening of relationships, I think, is going to be a key takeaway of this. Even now, it's not unusual to see a group of young people together on their phones. Even in those settings, the ability to just interact and have a conversation, those are key developmental aspects of becoming a young adult and finding a life partner and that sort of thing. I do think there are cascading benefits from being able to create spaces in which learning can take place, and deeper socialization can have an impact on the emotional well-being of young people.
That was the latest episode of KERA's Vital Signs series. A new 78,000 square foot Goliad Middle School will highlight a series of construction and renovation projects funded by the ISD's $75 million bond passed by voters in 2023. Superintendent Holly Lyon told the B-Picayune the middle school project is on time and on budget, with district officials expecting the new campus to open in August of 2026. Goliad Elementary School gym and multi-purpose facility is under budget and expected to be completed by this October, 1 month ahead of schedule. Goliad's high school major renovations are 98% complete. It has a total project budget of $650,000. Hidalgo County's first budget workshop of the fiscal year kicked off discussions on staffing increases and rising property value. The county's Department of Budget and Management announced the county had received the tax rolls and were now available publicly on the county's appraisal district website, hidalgoad.com. The first public hearing on the tax rate is slated for September 10th, as the county is looking to adopt a tax rate and budget as well as officially set salary, expenses, and allowances for elected public officials by September 23rd. By unanimous decision, Daniela Lopez Valdez has retained the presidency of the Brownsville ISD's Board of Trustees, while Frank Ortiz becomes its vice president. Last week's vote was without discussion and came just before the public portion of the board's meeting ended. The board had faced an August 15th deadline to make the appointment after the window to hold an election had closed. Cameron County leaders broke ground yesterday on construction to improvements to Beach Access Number 3. The project is made possible through a donation of $4.4 million provided by SpaceX, according to a news release from the office of Cameron County Judge Eddie Trevino Jr. Beach Access Number 3 will be closed until mid-summer 2026 when construction is completed. State funding from the Texas General Land Office is also being used. And Steve Kaufman, known as the godfather of Texas music, will be inducted into the 2025 Texas Radio Hall of Fame. In 1993, the Voice of Victoria launched his Texas Mix format on a network of stations in Hallettsville before moving to Victoria in 1999. Kaufman passed away in 2006 from cancer. He is among 20 broadcasters who will be honored during the induction ceremony on November 1st. And that is the latest news and information on South Texas Midday. I'm Rob Boskamp. Your community arts calendar and more is on the way.